EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the StubHub Center, 20 miles south of downtown L.A. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Houston Texans and the Los Angeles Chargers. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
You got three down. Here we go. Red 38.
Now on second down, this is Gurley. Look at the spin. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1.
Tight right. Come on, let's go. Red 38. Red 38. Flex round!
Operating from the gun. Banks. He's got his man on the crossing route. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Ohio!
On first down, it's Gurley. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. On the tackle, Tyrann Mathieu.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Double tight. 3 down. Hey, check. 3 down. Motion!
On the counter, Gurley. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd.
Flex round! He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
From the gun, Banks. He's got his tight end in Njoku. And he's taken down inside the 30. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
10 more there and another first down. A first red zone opportunity here for the Chargers. 1st and 10 at the 19. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Flex round! Flex round!
On first down, Banks. And that one's going to be over everybody in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And that'll bring up second down.
Ohio! 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 Ohio!
To throw again. Banks. And caught by Thomas for a Charger touchdown. Michael Thomas, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Chargers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Sturgis for the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. They go play action here on first down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
87's mark. Don't worry about that.
Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round!
Throwing on first down. Banks. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there, wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Tight end right. Flex round! Flex round!
We got 3.
Ohio! Ohio!
36.
Throwing again. Banks. Looking again for Thomas. This time complete. He's dropped just inside the 20. A little second effort there, but couldn't find a whole lot of space. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Good boys came out to play. Got up in here, brother. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. It's more coming. It's more where I came from.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8.
Ohio! 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 Ohio!
waving from the gun. Thanks. And this is going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. That's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And now out comes Houston. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
3 down.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Golden Tate, his intended receiver. And it's second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island.
49, check 49.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw.
Check 9.
Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A good pick up there, 26 yards.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Tight left.
Gun.
Hey, you got 3 down.
Detroit.
Here we go. Oh.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw now on first down. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. A gain of 6 there on first.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a tire breakdown on what the coverage was. That everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and they're going to have a 3rd down. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun.
They'll drop to throw. He finds Coleman. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Give him 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Hey, guys, check
Back to throw here. He'll hit Whitaker in the flat. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. He'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. They'll run it with Coleman, and he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down, and that will force a turnover on downs. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
90 is a mic.
Ohio! Ohio!
Check.
On 1st and 10, Banks. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now they'll pitch it back to Gurley. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
Rush in.
Gurley again here on 1st down. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. Past the 20. Touchdown, L.A. Todd Gurley, 84 yards. And the Chargers are going to add on to their lead. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the 1st half.
And partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
Sturgis out now to kick this one off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
A simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position. We were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. That's good for a Texan 1st down, a 12-yard pickup. And now the Chargers are going to signal for another timeout. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Gun!
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
So following the hold, They're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Set! 319! 319!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fuller. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It's a solid pickup of 11, and it's 2nd down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter. A lot of time to change things.
Lucky 56! Lucky 56!
52, right 52.
Gun!
On 3rd down, that's Coleman. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It'll be a gain of 7, but I'd imagine we'll see the punt team here on 4th down.
Run, go!
That's it, baby. That's it. That's it. Big hit.
And now before this 4th and 2 play comes to fruition, they're going to think about it and call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They're going to try and throw. And Tate's got it. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
4 down. Check, check.
Detroit! Detroit!
52's the mic, boy.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down.
Let's go. Pick it up, dude.
Caught left side, Hopkins. The 20. A huge play there for Houston. 43 yards.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Oh, fighting off the defender. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
They get it to him running left. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
That's it, baby.
The penalty yards marched off as they'll try again on 2nd and goal.
Gun! 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 Gun!
Got 3 down, 3 down.
Hey, Mike,
They'll look to throw.
Watch the run.
Got a man open. It's Fuller for the Texans touchdown. Will Fuller, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Texans cut into that lead. They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for, and this touchdown will count. Now the offense will stay out there. They're going to line up and try for two.
Mike 7.
They'll try and run it in with Coleman. And he spins through. And he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for two does not pay off as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
Alert! Alert!
Let's go! White, 90! White, 90!
90 is a Mike.
They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. And now the Texans want to call another timeout. That's their second, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
Ohio! 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 Ohio!
Slam. Slam.
Flex round! Flex round!
Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill.
Motion. Motion. Motion.
From the gun, Banks fighting through pressure. On the run, he'll let this go deep. And the defense loses him. It's complete.
That's it, baby.
And time for us to take a break here in the booth. We'll come back to Southern California after this. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, first and 10.
Ohio! Flex round! Flex round! Ohio! Ohio!
On first down, Banks letting one go deep for the end zone. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Ohio! Ohio! Flex round! Flex round! Ohio! Ohio!
Throwing again on second and 10. Banks, that's Njoku over the middle. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down. The Texans going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Chargers on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Flex round! Flex round! Ohio! Ohio!
All day, every day.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
Throwing on first down. Banks. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and that'll bring up second down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Back to the air on second down. Banks. And caught by Thomas. Touchdown, Chargers. Michael Thomas, his second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead. And it's up and good. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. Down. Throw left side complete. That's Hopkins. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. He'll look to throw. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll look to throw here on first down. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is recovered by the Chargers.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Ohio! Ohio! Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
Following the fumble recovery, Banks. He'll rifle this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And they do finally get him at the 12. A big play there just before halftime. 52 yards.
Flex round! Flex round!
On 1st and 10, Banks. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Wait a second, they did not accept that after the incompletion. Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
I got nothing for you here. You have to take that penalty, don't you?
It's free yards.
Double tight. 4 down, 4 down.
And he's going to be met behind the line of scrimmage and taken down. And a penalty flag is going to come out on top of it. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Hey, boys, we got 4 down.
And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this is going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
Let's see if that script is a good one for them. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
We call that a sack lunch.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
Watch left. Watch the curve.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on third and very long.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Switch.
Over!
Mike one.
Watch you now, Barney!
Hey, watch the slant.
Watch you now, Barney!
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
I got 83.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Gun!
Got four down.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sitting in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
Detroit!
The give to Whitaker. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46.
Gun!
Looking to throw. Flush to his right. It's complete to Fuller. And he'll get it down here to the 43. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a first down to boot. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Going underneath, it's Coleman. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when. And he told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
That's how the defense score points.
They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that, because now it doesn't go on the books. But now they have to make that up again, don't they?
3 down.
They go play action here on first down. He'll buy some time right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Hey,
Ohio! Ohio! Check. Crunch. 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 Flex round! Flex round!
check.
Flex round! Flex round! Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Ohio! Ohio!
Operating from the gun. Banks. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
The Chargers on third down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This will be third and 19.
Ohio! 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 Flex round! Flex round!
55. Check, 55.
Ohio! Ohio! Hut!
Yo.
And now whistles and a flag. And I think we got a jump here. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
And the penalty helps, but not a whole lot. It's still third and long. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So they will accept the penalty and move forward. And the penalty, it helps a little, but they'll still have to navigate a 3rd and 9 now.
Flex round!
From the gun, Banks. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this will be taken at the 13. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Okay, we got 4. We got 4. Let's go.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, guys, check 3.
Now a handoff for Gurley.
Check 3.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Banks. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. That's caught inside the 20. A big play there for L.A. 41 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Looking to go back to Thomas again. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively.
Watch the twist.
Motion. Reset.
Flex round.
90 is a mic. Let him know.
Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And now running right through him. Gurley's got the 1st down and then some. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Todd Gurley, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Chargers are going to add on to their lead. Sturgis adds the PAT. And they open the lead up now to 25. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Texans now. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough, because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Going deep for Hopkins. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. A big-time play there for the Texans. 47 yards. Well, it's one thing to grab it with one hand, but when you make a catch of that distance, quite another.
Yes, sir. I mean, that one right there, we keep talking about the high-flying antics that we're seeing from receivers nowadays. Doesn't matter what spot they start in. But when it actually does happen in the heat of battle, brings me right out of my seat.
Gun! Watch 20. All right, here we go. Green 39! Green 39!
Back to throw now on first down. Flushed out right. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, complete. That's Fuller. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme a guy open. You put the receivers in a bunch. Maybe you move some motion. Maybe you put them on the backside of a formation, and all of a sudden you've got a better matchup. Every now and then, the offensive guys, they figure a way to get him open, even with everyone keeping eyes on him.
And that's certainly a guy they want to keep trying to scheme open. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll drop the throw. And my goodness, another interception. Desmond King picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Flex round! Flex round! Ohio! Ohio!
Operating from the gun. Banks. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas, and it's 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football.
4 down.
They'll try and sneak it here. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the first.
We got 4.
Come on, let's go! What? 90! What? 90!
Right there in the middle. 55.
On the handoff, it's Gurley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Flex round! Flex round!
From the gun, Banks. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Watch run.
On 3rd down, they'll run it with Gurley. And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Here's Brian Anger now. as he's on to punt for L.A. Oh, they're on him too quickly back there. And, oh, that is going to be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Now let's go! Green 39! Green 39!
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's got Fuller. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. A quick hitter complete. It's Fuller. Oh, now he bowls him over. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a first down.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles, and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
Back to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Desmond King there on the coverage.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Lucky 56.
Now back to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Coleman. It's a gain of 5 on the play. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. The Texans on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
He'll look to throw. He finds Coleman. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
A gain of 7 that time, 2nd and goal.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They're going to look to throw. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Tevin Coleman, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans get a bit closer.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set, In racing, going 3 wide's a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race car reference into the game?
Zoom, zoom. How about the way that you play? When you go 5 wide, that means you're going fast now.
Zoom, zoom indeed. His throw incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
And this will not work out. The Chargers able to recover. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. Hey!
Another carry now for Gurley. Gurley's got the first down and then some. That one good for 33 and a first.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Watch 9. Watch 9. Watch the flood. Watch the flood. Watch the flood.
Ohio! Ohio! Flex round! Flex round!
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Point after now from Sturgis. Sturgis for the extra point, and the lead is now 24. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. And now out comes Houston. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
Gun!
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
And he goes across the 20 to the 22. Desmond King making the tackle. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set.
There's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. They'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a first down, threw a fastball. When that wasn't necessary, incomplete pass. When are these quarterbacks going to learn? You don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Watch 82. Watch 82.
Gun!
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he comes back with one complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Gun!
possession. They'll throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And this is recovered by the Chargers. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower postgame. Sturgis adds the PAT, and the lead will swell by one more. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to